together with Earle Sports Bitch. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Troll. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim. And today, the day after Thanksgiving, we have quite the slate to go over for today. We have 15 games in the NHL. We have 10 games in the NBA. We have a Black Friday NFL football game as well. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we'll take a look back at what happened yesterday. One went right, one went wrong in the world of sports betting. Not a huge card yesterday. We had the 3 Thanksgiving games, and that was actually all I bet yesterday was the 3 Thanksgiving football games. And it started off really, really well. Had Green Bay plus the 7.5 and plus 290. They went outright rather easily. Cowboys team total over 28.5, full game over 48.5. Had me a little worried there. It looked good at halftime. They went scoreless in the third quarter until they exploded for 25 points in the fourth, which was great. So that was a nice little winner there. And then the late game. The late game was the only blemish on the day. The first half under lost, the full game under pushed. Seahawks plus 7.5 and the money line sprinkle both lost. So was not the greatest end to the day, but still 4-3-1 up 1.13 units. A day in the black is a good day. So slightly up yesterday. So hopefully we'll have another winning day today.
Yeah. On the site yesterday, we started off 2-0. It was a good looking start to the day with the Packers and with the Cowboys, and then everything fell apart. Our best result after those 2-0 start was a push on Mississippi State. We had a loss from Seton Hall, a Seattle loss, and the under didn't hit because San Fran decides to go score a touchdown in the fourth quarter, and that kind of pushed it over. So that sucked, but it is what it is, and we keep on riding. 2-4 down 1.36 yesterday on the site. I was up a little bit yesterday with live betting with some college basketball stuff, and I trifected or quadfected or whatever all 3 of the NFL games, which went perfectly for Green Bay and for Dallas and went horribly for Seattle. So I'll end up being up there, but end up being a slightly up day personally, a slightly down day on the site because we don't put everything up on the site. But I'm ready to go forward to today. Nice sized card for today. Lots of college basketball, lots of NHL, a decent sized NBA slate, and my Jets get to get blown out today. So let's see how it goes, Nick.
There you go. I'll head over to the chat and then we'll get into today.
Normally we get the yo, but Marcos is coming in with no.
Oh, no.
Lions cost me $52,000 on 7.25 leggers.
Best way to go 24-1 is a 25 legger, right?
The thing is, he was mentioning he went 22-0 on NBA and college basketball combined and tried to be onto his payment.
Ouch.
That's rough. Hey, it happens, dude. It happens. All I needed was Dallas minus 13, San Fran minus, and the sorry ass Detroit Cats money line, and I would have. I win big. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's rough. And now the Detroit Lions are 0-13 on Thanksgiving when there's a waxing gibbous moon. So there you go. Good morning, Wom. We got suppness from Lex. Markel, we back, baby. F them Lions. Everybody was on the Lions. Not a good day for Lions backers. So I'm sorry for everybody who's back on, but go. Anyways, we got some NHL to start off the card with, Nick. So let's get her done.
Yeah, let's get it started here. The Philadelphia Flyers and the New York Rangers. I think I've moved on already 12 spots in the NHL. I really, really like this card, and this is actually not one of those games. So let's get into it here. The Rangers minus 135, total 6 in this game. Let me find where my – this is where my – yep, this is where my line history is here. Let's switch it over from basketball to hockey. If it'll want to load. There we go. Take a look at the line history in this spot. This line opened up at a 145. It's down to a 137, so an 8-cent line movement towards the Flyers. Line opened up at a 6. It's now to minus 101. It's now a 6 at minus 103. So a move towards a slight move towards the over and a move towards the Flyers here. 78% of the tickets, 85% of the cash is on the Rangers, yet the lines move towards the Flyers. 70% of the tickets are on the under, 91% of the cash is on the under, and lines move towards the over. In this spot here, let's take a look at my spreadsheet for this game. Let's just get that up here. I have this game projected actually with some value on the Flyers a little bit. I have the Flyers around a plus 120 underdog in this game. So at the price tag that they're at, I would lean towards Philadelphia. I'd also lean towards the under in this game. I have this game projected for a little bit above 5.5 goals, like 5.54. So it'd be a small lean towards the under here as well. Not a game I'm particularly interested in, though. It's dog or pass, but I think this line's about correct.
Yeah, I am personally on this game, and I'm on the Flyers in this one. I just like the spot for them. I think this is you get a Rangers team that has been as good as they have. They are 13-3-1 this year, and the fact I feel like this is too small of a spread or of a money line. I feel like in a normal thing, the Rangers should probably be closer to 150, 155, 160 area, and that kind of just pushed me towards the Flyers. I look at the line. Did it move down? Like
yes.
It looked according to covers, it looked like Philly went from plus 130 to around a 115, and that's where I ended up. Is that where I ended up getting the Flyers at? I got the Flyers at a 120. So I am on Philadelphia in this one against the New York Rangers.
Yeah, that would be my lean, but I think there's better spots on the card.
That's fine. Maybe you might find one here.
Yeah, we have the Boston Bruins and the Detroit Red Wings in this game. The Bruins minus 190 favorites, total of 6 in this spot. Let's take a look at this matchup here, where we have the Bruins opened up at minus 208. They're down to now a minus 190. So a big line movement towards the Red Wings here. Red Wings are coming in off of a 4-0 win against the Devils on the 22nd. This line opened up at a 6 at minus 115. It's down to a 6 at even money. So a 15-cent line movement towards the under here as well. Taking a look at the cash flow, 30% of the tickets, but 71% of the cash is on the over. The line has moved towards the under, though. And we have 11% of the tickets, 51% of the cash is on the Red Wings money line in this game. 89% of the tickets, 72% of the cash coming in on the puck line here for the Bruins. And it makes, I'm not going to say it makes sense, the line movement here. The last time these two teams did play, though, Detroit got the win. This is the Detroit Red Wings are the only team this season to beat the Boston Bruins in regulation. It was a 5-4 win on November the 4th, where Ville Husso outlasted Ullmark in a 5-4 game. It was a back-and-forth high-scoring game there. And now we're most likely getting Alex Lyon and Jeremy Swayman. Obviously, Swayman's been the much better goaltender so far this season. I see value on Boston. I have them around a minus 240 in this game, so maybe you lay the -1 here at Boston. The only thing that kind of concerns me is this line movement. But let me take a look what the -1 will be on this book. See what the Boston -1, because I might move on Boston -1 here, especially coming.
I know the puck line I think was like plus 130 or something.
Yeah, that's it. I believe it was a reasonable number here.
Puck line is plus 130. I would probably just grab that.
Yeah, I'll have to punch in what the the -1 line would be. The only thing that concerns me is the line moving down, but this was the only team to beat Boston in regulation, so I definitely think that they have that in the back of their minds there. And Boston is coming in off of a 3-1 win against Florida, but I think that they had this game circled a little bit, especially with the way the Red Wings beat them last time. So I think I'm going to move on Boston -1. I wasn't anticipating on doing it. The Lions moved down, which I think at the end of the day just made it more possible for me to bet this, because I didn't want to bet this game. I didn't want to bet this game when they were up in the -200 range, but at -200 plus 130, it would be a -130 -1 line. I don't know. I lean that way. I don't think I'm going to pull the trigger on it. I think that's a little too much for me at the moment.
I'm not going to touch it either. It would be a lean towards the Boston Bruins. You're getting a decent line at it for a team that's 7-0-1. They haven't lost a regulation game at home, they haven't lost in regulation at home, and their only loss at home was who was it? Anaheim in overtime. So you look at this Boston Bruins team; they've been insane. 14-1-3 this year. In a year that we thought, hey, maybe they might slow down a little bit. Nope. No slowing down for the Boston Bruins. They're on fire again. I kind of lean towards the Bruins on the puck line, but ultimately I'm just going to stay away from this game.
Fair.
Bruins and the over 6.5. I could see an over in that game for sure.
I'd lean under, personally.
Never mind then. Let's go to this game, Nick. I know you have interest in this one.
I do have interest in this game. Let's get into it here. We have the Toronto Maple Leafs laying a -260 on the road, which is definitely always a great idea to do. Total of 6.5 in this game. This line opened up at a 225. It's gone up to a 258. It got up to a 265 at one point. It's come back down a little bit. Line opened up at a 6.5 -120. It's now a 6.5 -125. So a slight move towards the over and a big move towards the Maple Leafs. 70% of tickets, 79% of the cash is on the Maple Leafs here. 73% of tickets, 99% of the cash is on their puck line. 95% of the tickets are on the over in this spot as well. In this matchup here, these two teams did play earlier this season. And actually, Chicago has won back-to-back matchups as plus 268 and plus 295 underdogs. So this is a matchup that Chicago has actually had some pretty decent success, and they beat them in Toronto the last time they played as a 295 underdog in this one. And it's pretty plain and simple. When the Leafs are this big of a favorite, I want nothing to do with them, and actually I'm going to look for reasons to bet against them. And I think I do here. I think this line is entirely too wide. It's probably going to be Peter Mrazek, and it's going to be Samsonov. So once again, have fun laying -260 on the road with Samsonov. I see this as a spot where maybe if you don't like the money line here, because I did play Chicago money line, I got it at like plus 232. I want to say you can get their team total. It's probably a decent number here. If you want to play that as well. So maybe lean towards a team total over if you don't want to play the money line. I got the Blackhawks at plus 223, and I'm kind of curious. I'm going to look up real quick what their team total is when you're breaking down this game. Maybe I'll move on that as well.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be betting this one. Trust me, I would not want to lay -260 on the road. That's not what I wouldn't be leaning Maple Leafs, but I'm not going to be betting on the Blackhawks. As crazy as it sounds, especially at home with the Blackhawks, 1-5 at home this year. So that's definitely not a spot I'm interested in going after. And I want nothing to do with this game. This one could easily be 4-1 Toronto. So I think there's better games for this time. Well, that's the only 2:00 game, but there's actually a lot of brunch games.
Yes, sir.
8 games from 1 to 4 or 1 to 3:30. So that should be fun. But I'm staying away from this one.
Yep. I just moved on it here. It's only -125. Blackhawks team total over 2.5 minus 125 for me here.
Okay. Good morning, Jojo Rabbit. Thoughts on Miami and Boston over in football? What?
Miami and Boston is
Boston College and Miami in football. Okay, I got you. Yikes. I will be completely honest. Well, you get Boston College, who's been a pretty big over team this year. Miami's been an okay over team. Sure. Honestly, I didn't bet that game. So, sorry, can't be much help. Good morning, ESB. I smashed a 3-team parlay for 6 units. Good night. Bankroll on Swole. Get it, dude. Leafs and the over. I can't back the Leafs at minus 260. Also put $2 full units on the late night Gen special BYU last night. Up, wow. I will say that that BYU game. Apparently that was very ugly shooting. Last night. I did not bet that game. It was like the midnight game, but apparently it was very, very ugly. What's good? Nunya? Happy post-Turkey Day, brothers. Good week. Good luck this weekend. Not bragging. I was more shocked. I had the best day ever Wednesday. Went 22-3-2 on the day. No real juicy faves either. Small dog yesterday. There you go, dude. You love Tennessee State this morning. Let's go take a look at what Tennessee State's doing against the old Mercer. We have a slight value on Mercer, but not enough for us to want to bet the game. But good luck to Tennessee State. Us against the world. Pay the juice parlay of the day. Alabama college basketball and Pacers moneyline minus 140. Who does Alabama play?
Ohio State.
That's right. Good luck, dude. I just want UFC, even though they take all my money. There you go. Tennessee has some tough seniors. Personally, I don't know any of the players. I just bet on numbers. Mercer is Garbo. They could be. I haven't really looked deep into them. Let's keep on rolling, Nick. Another game that I kind of I bet a bunch of the NHL games, but not a crazy lot of them.
Yeah, this is one I am invested in. We have the New Jersey Devils and the Columbus Blue Jackets here. Devils minus 240 favorites with a total of 6.5 in this game. Let's get into the spot here with the line history in this one. Where it opened up at 235, it's up to a 240. It did get up to a 250 at one point. Line opened up at a 6.5 minus 126. It's up to a 6.5 and minus 120, minus 135. So an 9-cent line movement towards the over and a 5-cent line movement towards the Devils, but there's been buyback on Columbus. For the cash flow here, 83% of the tickets are on the Devils. No cash flow. 84% of the tickets, 93% of cash is on their puck line, though. 94% of the tickets, 97% of the cash is on the over, which is kind of concerning because I do have a wager placed on this over. Here I have this game projected for 7.25 goals, and I have this game priced a lot closer than this actually should be. And Columbus, they're not a fun team to bet on because the last game they finally snapped a 9-game losing streak. And actually, is that an actual true stat here? That at home, the New Jersey Devils have not covered a puck line all season long. Yeah, they have not covered a puck line. 0-8 on the puck line this season at home this year, which is kind of crazy. So maybe Columbus plus 1.5 is the look. Maybe a draw could be an interesting look in this game. I'm on Columbus plus 217. Is what I got for this game. And I also got the over 6.5. I got it last night at minus 126. So the lines moves a little bit there. But I'd see this Blue Jackets offense kind of clicking here. And once again, this could probably be a decent spot for a team total over because this is a high price for an underdog. So you'll probably get a 2.5 here with them. See what the the team total is. I've already got the money line and the over, so I don't think I'm going to invest a little bit more into this game. But their team total is 2.5 minus 130. I would lean in that direction as well. If you're not comfortable laying the money or taking the money line at plus 217 or whatever it is, then the team total is the next best option at a reasonable price here for only a 2.5. So I am on Columbus money line plus 217, and I'm on the over 6.5 here as well.
Yeah, this is the one I stayed off of. I had plenty of plays on today's card. I did not feel like I needed to get to Columbus or New Jersey. I do not trust New Jersey right now. I would not be backing them right now. A lot of people were super high on them. I was not, and they're kind of proving me right. I know I had them power ranked like everybody
They've
had them
suffered
like
injuries though.
Yeah, I know, but everybody had them like top 3 in their power rankings. I had them like 8th, 9th, something in that range. So I'm happy with how I placed them. If anything, they're going way down now, but it would be lean towards Columbus, I guess. But this is, although you look at Columbus, 7-2 on the puck line on the road. So you get a team that's not covering puck lines versus a team that's covering puck lines. What can I get Columbus at for plus 1.5?
Probably pick 'em range.
Let's look on the puck line for minus 120.
It's not bad at all.
It's not. I'm going to end up adding that. I'm going to go ahead and add that to the card. Give me Columbus at plus 1.5 at minus 120.
There you go.
Maybe even a draw.
Yeah, I could see the draw will probably pay out pretty nice too.
Yeah, I'm not going to bet it, but I would lean draw as well. Back to the Chatnik.
Where do you leave off?
There.
No. Damn, I should have been on the buzz. Saw this morning Texas A&M. Yeah. Yes, sir. What's good, Justin? Devils puck line and over. I do like the over. Do not like the Devils puck line. Stacks pod is Tua Tagovailoa interception minus 103. I like that. I we will get into that game. I am on those New York Jets. They are going to be a contest play for me, which I'm already 1-0 to start the contest this week. Had Dallas. Yeah. We'll have the Jets at 9.5 as a contest pick today.
Mm-hmm.
I have a $2 bet. Cowboys minus 11.5. Oregon minus 13.5. By Buckeyes plus 3.5. Texans under 48.5. Eagles 3.5. Raiders under 42.5. Ravens under. Trying to be like there. Good luck. Texas A&M minus 4. Is this in? I'm assuming college football, basketball. He's asking about UNC. We have A&M at minus 5.5 in that game, so we would lean towards them. Texas A&M has a few more hours of rest. Yeah. UNCG. Where is Greensboro? Against KC, we have them at a 9.5. So
I'm hoping we can get them live at a decent number. Or sorry, I want to get the Ruse live at a decent number.
Yeah. Just put Tennessee State money line, $300. There you go. Minus 170. Sheesh. Yikes. Almost parlayed them. Watch out for KC. Yeah.
The Ruse.
They got some good foreign bench players. If I was in NC, I'd bet them. Ruse. The Ruse. Well, we'll move on to the next matchup here. I have both the side and the total in this one as well. We have the Nashville Predators and the St. Louis Blues. We go from the Ruse to the Blues, and I don't think we have much news in this game. Sorry, I had to figure out something there. This line opened up at a minus 115 for St. Louis. It has dropped, which does make me a little bit nervous at minus 104. Line opened up at a 6 at minus 115. It's down to a 6 at minus 110. Jeez, both lines have moved against me. Not what you want to see, particularly there. 72% of the tickets are on the Nashville Predators, though, with only 33% of the cash. So public kind of liking Nashville in this spot here. 50% 56% of the tickets are on the under, which explains the line move towards the under here. We have the Blues, or I have this game projected for 6.9 goals. So I do like this over at 6. If this was a 6.5, I probably wouldn't have been betting the over. One thing I've noticed is St. Louis expected goals allowed. They do give up a decent amount, 3.34 on average the last 10 games. And honestly, on offense, they've been actually much, much better as of late. 3.54 expected goals per game the last 10 games. UC Saros has not been very good, 1.2 goalie rating. Bennington's regressed a little bit, but he's still at a 0.85. So he's still one of the better goaltenders in the league. I believe he's 9th now in goals saved above average after that one performance the other night. I like the Blues here in this spot. I know they're coming in off of that wild game against the Coyotes where defense was purely optional. And so was goaltending. Both teams made goaltending changes in that game. But if there's a place where I want the St. Louis Blues, it's at home. They're 6-2 at Enterprise Center in St. Louis. And Nashville, where you want them, is at home. They're 6-4. Away from Nashville, they're 2-6 this year. So away from Nashville, the Preds are bet against, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing here. St. Louis Blues, I got him at minus 105. I also got the over 6 at minus 115 as well.
Yeah, I got the Blues at 110. And this is a bounce back spot. Yes, I know the Blues won last game. It's a bounce back spot for Jay Binney because I don't think he could have looked any worse than he did last game. And when it comes to it, I want to back him right now when he's after that ugly game because everybody's going to see that and want to go against him. I'm not going to. And then Hoffer came in, had a solid end of the game, and shut out who are they against? Ducks. Shut out the Ducks for the last half of the game, so good for him. But Jay Binney should be starting today, and I think it's a good spot for him to kind of bounce back, have a good performance. I'm on the Blues. And once again, you mentioned the home-road splits. Home for St. Louis has been really good. Road for Nashville has been ugly. And I used that, the home-road splits for a couple of my plays today. This is one of them. Give me the Blues on the money line in this game, Nick.
I like it. Back to the chat.
Jets.
Yep. Jets.
Yes, we're on the Jets today.
Which Jets, though? Got to be a little bit more specific. Are we talking New York? Are we talking Winnipeg?
Probably New York because we were just talking football. Like we mentioned,
but we are talking hockey, and the Jets play Florida tonight.
Yeah, but that's Winnipeg. That's a fake Jets. Oklahoma minus 20 in college football. They are 9.5. I don't know what you're getting minus 20 at. Let's ride. Good vibes. Yes, good vibes. Thoughts on the Jets total? If we like the Jets, if you like the Jets, lean under. If you like the Dolphins, you lean over. Because if the Dolphins are going to win and cover, they're scoring a bunch of points. Blues in the over. I would lean Blues and then the under. I would lean under in the Blues, especially if Benny's in goal. Butler going to be mad and draining threes after a loss over in the Penn State Butler game. I could see it. LFG, let's go. I got another play in this game, Nick.
Me too. I got the side and the total in this game as well. I have a lot of overs today that I like that go along with sides, and this is one of them here for this game. We have the Washington Capitals hosting the Edmonton Oilers. This line opened up at a 140. It's down to a 133, so a move towards the Capitals here. And this line opened up at a 6.5 minus 120. It's up to a 6.5 minus 130, so a move towards the over here as well. 93% of the tickets, 94% of the cash is on the over. It does make me a little bit nervous that much money is on the over, but it is what it is. And then 47% of the tickets and 88% of the cash is on the Oilers, but yet the line's moving towards the Capitals in this one here. And this was a pretty simple cap for me, pun intended, I guess. The wrong team is favored in this spot here. I have the Capitals favored in this game, and I have this game projected for 7.7 goals. Stuart Skinner still grades out as the worst goaltender in hockey right now. And he's been just downright terrible. He's a 1.3 goalie rating. So I'll always look for overs in games because of their goaltending and also their ability to score. This is still an Oilers team that has two of the most dynamic offensive players in the league, And then on the flip side, the Capitals have actually been winning games as of late, and I see them being able to put up some goals here today. So I'm on Washington. I got them at plus 111, and I got the over here in this game as well. And I got that over at minus 114.
How is Washington doing this right now? 10-4-2, one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference. And
Because
then
they haven't gotten hurt yet.
And then you get the Edmonton Oilers, who are 2-8 on the road and 5-12-1. This is an Oilers team that I had number 2 in my power rankings to start the year, and I think if I came back to it now, they would be 27 or 28, like way down. I think they're going to be sellers at the deadline. It's going to be a really rough end of the season for them. So I'm going to be on the Capitals today. I'm going to continue to fade the Oilers. Especially getting plus money to fade the Oilers is nice. So give me Washington. Give me the Caps at plus 110.
Yep, I like that. I like the Capitals in the spot.
Let's keep rolling. I don't think Stacy's mom has it going on today. No,
Zach a third string.
They got benched. Caps race to 2-4. I could see that. I'll take the UNC Tar Heels minus 4.5. Are they playing today? I'm guessing that's college basketball, and that's probably they're against Arkansas. That's one of the TBD games that we didn't get to. I'll quickly punch that one in and see what I get for it. Nick, do you want to? There's 3 more chats, and then head to the next game.
Yep. Western Michigan plus monies. Can see the in Florida. There you go. Capitals, yeah. I do like the Capitals today. Arkansas is the play, according to Kirk Gray there. We'll head to the marquee matchup of the day, which unfortunately I will not be getting involved with just because of the price. The Montreal Canadiens are laying minus 140 on the road. Total 6.5 in this game. Let's get into the line history in this spot. We have this line opened up at a minus. I remember someone posted minus 153. It's down to a 138. Total opened up at a 6.5 minus 106. It's now a 6.5 at plus 104. So it's moved towards San Jose, and it's moved towards the under in this game here. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this spot here between the Sharks and the Canadiens. 64% of the tickets, 89% of the cash is on the under. And the line's moved towards set under. 86% of the tickets, 95% of the cash is on the Montreal Canadiens, and the line's moved towards the Sharks. Taking a look at this spot here, I think this line's about correct. I have the Canadiens around a minus 135, minus 140 favorite in this game. At minus 115, I would be involved with the Canadiens, but at minus 140 on the road, I couldn't do it. And I'm definitely not backing the Sharks at this price. If I'm going to back the Sharks, I need risk reward. And plus 120, plus 125 is definitely not enough risk reward for me for the San Jose Sharks. I need at least plus 180, 200 in order to look at the Sharks. So for me, it's a simple pass in this game. I would have liked to be on the Canadiens, but not this number.
I'm going to be on the Sharks. I kind of saw this one and thought this is way too small of a spread. The fact that people can fade the Sharks, who have won 3 games this year, and it's only a minus 140 to fade it. A lot of people are going to love this Canadiens team today. I'm going to be on the Sharks plus the one. I got 120. I believe I got 120. 125 for them. I know I'm probably a sucker for it, but if you're going to bet the Sharks, it's got to be at home. And you get a Montreal team that's kind of struggling as of late. They did win against Anaheim, but previous to that had lost 4 games in a row and 7 out of 9. So this is a Montreal team that's fallen apart. Sharks are bad as well, but I do like the Sharks in this game. I got them at plus 125, Nick.
Good luck. I can't touch the Sharks. Yeah, I don't understand your obsession with them. I don't.
That's fair. What did you leave off?
There.
Nebraska minus 2.5.
No.
Over. By the way, Nick, the total 24.5.
Stop that.
Everybody's betting the under. Everybody's betting the under. By the way, Arkansas to play against North Carolina. It would be. We have it at around half. UNC is a half-point favorite, and it's a 4.5. So we might be on Arkansas. Sela, we know who Sela is. Southeast Louisiana State. Skinner. Roll Tide. Roll Tide against Ohio State today. Where is that game? Because I remember typing it. Could have sworn it's a neutral site game. I don't remember. I can't find it down here. Here it is. We have slight value towards Bama, but nothing crazy. Capitals and Sharks, yes. And the under. I could see the under in the Sharks game. All right, Nick, how about the biggest road warriors in hockey?
Yeah, we have the LA Kings and the Anaheim Ducks minus 195 for the Kings, total of 6 in this matchup here. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here, where this line opened up at a 170. It's up to a 196. And this line opened up at a 6.5. It's down to a 6. A line move towards the under and a line move towards the Kings here in this spot. 64% of the tickets, 97% of the cash is on the Kings money line, 83% of the tickets, 76% of the cash is on their puck line. 67% of the tickets are on the under, and the line has moved towards it's moved down a whole half goal on this one here. And I actually agree with the line movement down because I had this line being projected for around 5 goals. I won't play it now because I could have gotten a 6.5 last night. Instead, I would have been stuck with a 6 today, which I don't want. But as much as they've been road warriors this year, minus 190 on the road is not entirely too appealing for me, which will end up being a stay off spot for me. I think this line is just priced a little too much. I don't want to fade them on the road, but at minus 195, I think we've been priced off this game.
I got the puck line, which I think you probably could have figured that one out. I do think the Kings are obviously the better team here, and I'm going to continue to back them on the road. 8-0 on the road this year, Nick. 8-0. So yes, I want to keep betting it. I know they are minus like 195, so I'm obviously not laying that. So I did grab the puck line. The puck line's plus 130. So I will be on the old Kings. I'm taking them on the puck line, plus 130. Continue winning on the road. That's what they've been doing. So not gonna fight it.
Yeah, they've been a really good road warriors team type of.
Yeah. Yes, they have.
Back to the chat then.
Habaneros. No, I do not like the Habs. Kings in the under. Yes, I like the Kings. No real feeling on the total. Let's head to this game, Nick.
Yep, and I saw some news for this game that I'm not particularly thrilled about, but let's get into it. This line opened up at a 130. It's down to a 118. Line opened up at a minus 121. It's up to a 125 now for the over. For the tickets, 85% of the tickets and 97% of the cash is on the Penguins. So, oh well. Public's all over the Penguins, so that's a losing bet. 92% of the tickets are on the over. I'm already on the Penguins money line here. And one thing that I did not have projected in this game is going to be it's not going to be Tristan Yari. It's going to be Alex Nedeljkovic, which is definitely not something I was particularly thrilled to see. Still, even with Nedeljkovic, I see value on these Penguins in this spot. The Sabres have kind of struggled without Thompson in the lineup. Obviously, you take out the Sabres' best goal scorer, and things get tough. They lost to the Capitals. They beat the Blackhawks, but previous to that, they lost 3-2 to the Winnipeg Jets, 5-2 to the Bruins, 4-0 to these Penguins as well. So the Sabres have kind of struggled without their top guy in the lineup since they've lost him. And I think that kind of continues here. Just their offense has fallen off, which is why I'm not happy it's Nedeljkovic in net, but I don't think it's the end of the world because I don't know who's really going to do much of the scoring for Buffalo because they've struggled offensively recently. I am on Pittsburgh. It's not my most confident play of the day, but I did bet Pittsburgh at 119.
I'll tell you who will score for the Buffalo Sabres. That's Mr. John Jason. He's been on fire. Alex Tuck has been solid as well, but Dylan Cousins has been getting some action as well. Yes, this offense has dropped off since Tage Thompson went down, and it's going to still be rough for them. This is also kind of a revenge spot for the Sabres because they just played the Penguins about 2 weeks ago and lost 4-0. Granted, that was after a big win versus the Minnesota Wild the night before, but I think this is a good revenge spot for the Buffalo Sabres. They could possibly come into this game motivated, and I back the Sabres every game. I kind of lean over in this game as well, with it just because I see the offense starting to pick it up a little bit. Because in the beginning they looked lost without Thompson. Now I feel like there's some lines that are really starting to click together, and there's some players that are stepping up that I really like. Benson got his first goal of the year. That was sick. That was the number 2 play on the SportsCenter top 10 for that day. The number 1 was a half quarter for Marquette versus Gonzaga. Sounds right. I'm on the Sabres. I know, homer. Puck line, easy winner. Under. I like it. King me. Yes, Kings. Well, we'll go from my team to your team, Nick.
Yeah, and I don't blindly bet my team every game. Let's get into it here.
You're also a serious capper, so.
Huh?
You're also a serious capper.
Yeah, I'm not just a meme capper.
Fantastic.
This line opened up at a -125. It's down to a 119 now for the Senators. So a 6-cent line movement towards the Islanders. Line opened up at a 6 at -115. It's now a 6 at -121. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here. We have 61% of the tickets, 49% of the cash is on the Senators, but yet the lines move towards the Islanders. 67% of the tickets, 69% of the tickets now on the over. And a slight move towards the over. No cash flow on the over, though. I have this game projected for 6.29 goals. And I have this game projected at Sens -115, -120 range. So I think this line's pretty spot on here. If I'm looking at anything in this game, it's the draw.
Yep.
Like the Islanders have been a really good draw team this year. They've played to three straight overtime games. Wait, no. They didn't last game against Philly. They won in regulation 3-2, but previous to that, 5-4 shootout win against Calgary, 4-3 shootout loss against Seattle, 4-3 overtime loss against Vancouver. They have played to 4 out of the last 5 games, 3 of the last 4 games over the total. And on the flip side, Ottawa, they've played back-to-back overtime games. They played both their games over in Sweden. Needed more than 60 minutes. So if you're looking at a draw play, this is probably a really good one here. Islanders, Senators draw. But as for the side and the total, I think these lines are about right.
I would lean kind of towards the Sens in this one. And I do like your draw play just because these two teams have been going to overtime a lot lately. I just look at the Senators spot because what was the last time we saw? We actually saw these two teams play already once this year, a 3-2 win by the Islanders. So I think the Senators come into this one. I would lean that way, but ultimately I did not bet this game. Lean Sens.
Yeah.
Lean draw.
I do think the Islanders will be a little bit of a bet on team going forward because I don't know. Their numbers suggest that they should be winning more games.
Yeah. See, Lex understands. Lex is that is the comment of the day. Sabres for the cup. What do you mean meme? A meme capper? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he bets the Sabres just to bet the Sabres every day.
Under and Senators. I could see that. Let's go to the fake Jets, Nick.
Yeah, the Winnipeg Jets or the fake Jets. We're not going over football yet. We have the Winnipeg Jets here against the Florida Panthers. Winnipeg -1 or Florida -130 favorites at home here. Total 6.5. Let's get into the line history in this spot. Line opened up at a 132. It's up to, or my bad, 130. It's up to a 132. Line opened up at a 6.5 -123. It's down to a 6.5 and -116. So a move towards the under and a slight move towards the Panthers here in this spot. 72% of the tickets, 50% of the cash is on the Florida Panthers in this game. 62% of the tickets are on the under in this game as well. The line has moved down towards the under here. We have this game. I have this game projected around a 5.5, so I do actually kind of like this under a little bit here. I have the the Panthers projected around -150 range, so I have a slight lean towards Florida here as well. Florida coming in off of just their second home loss of the season. They lose 3-1 to the Boston Bruins. Previous to that, they had won 7 home games in a row. And do they probably get back on the streak here? Yeah. I believe both these teams actually have been a little bit more overtrending this year. But I do lean under in this game. Bobrovsky-Hellebuck matchup is a pretty good one here. So I would lean under 6.5 in this spot if I had to get to anything in this game. I might pull the trigger on this under, but at the moment it's a no play, but definitely a strong lean towards the over. Or under.
I like the Panthers. I want to keep backing the Panthers at home. They've been one of the best teams in hockey at home, 7-2. They are one of the hottest teams in hockey, although they did lose last game to Boston. Boston's one of the teams that have beaten them twice. Previous to that, they had won 7 out of their last 8 games. So this is a Panthers team that I want to be backing and putting my money on. And I'm not going to take them -130. I took them on the puck line in this one, and that one was a +175 for the puck line of the Florida Panthers. So that's what I'm going to run with is some Panthers action in this one.
Sounds good.
Let's keep rolling. Game in Raleigh.
Yeah, this would be a fun game to see. Braden Point, Nikita Kucherov, and no Vasilevsky. So I would kind of want to see this with Vasilevsky. But we have the Carolina Hurricanes -170 road our home favorites with a total of 6 in this game, or 6.5 in this game. 6.5 in this game. My bad. We have this line opened up at a -165. It's up to a 171, so a 6-cent line movement here towards the Carolina Hurricanes, and the total -108 towards the over. It opened up as now +102, so movement towards the under here as well. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game, 84% of the tickets, 91% of the cash on the Hurricanes. The lines moved slightly towards them, and then 60% of the tickets and 83% of cash is on the under. The line has moved accordingly there. And for me, the Lightning are bet on for me, I think. They've won 8 of their last 10 expected goal battles. The only ones they lost were against Edmonton, which they end up winning that game, and against Carolina, where they got shut out. These two teams just played each other and in Tampa Bay, and the Hurricanes shut out the Tampa Bay Lightning during their little cold streak offensively there. I think that the Lightning have some value here in this game. I also have this game projected at 6.88 goals, so it's a slight lean towards the over. Kochekov or Ranta, I'm not a fan of either. This is not a goaltending system that I like with Carolina. They continue to win games, but if I'm Carolina, I'd probably go with Kochekov, but he's not been very good either this year. And as a dog here, I'm on Tampa Bay at +149. I think there's value on the number here with Tampa, especially what was the last thing we saw when these two teams played each other? A 4-0 shutout win for Carolina. I think that Tampa Bay comes in with runs on their mind. And then so I think that the Hurricanes will be limited tonight, and there'll be more lightning during these hurricanes than wind or anything like that. So sorry, I had to have some type of weather pun here. But give me Tampa +149 here.
I'm on the opposite side. I'm on the Hurricanes, and It's more of I want to back the Canes at home. If this was in Tampa, probably a different spot. I grabbed the Canes puck line. And I got it at, I think it was plus 130, 150 for the Canes puck line. It's just a team that Canes win games at home. They're 6-1 at home compared to 5-6 on the road. So I think this is a Canes team that's going to continue to play well in Raleigh. And until Vasilevsky comes back, this Tampa Bay team is not a bet-on team for me. I know they've won 3 out of their last 4. They lost their last game in overtime. Me personally, I'm going to be on the Canes on the puck line plus 150 in this game.
Good luck. I'm on the opposite side there. But back to the chat.
Jets and the over on the opposite side. Good luck to you. Lightning. No, I'm not interested in the Lightning. See the over in the Lightning. I could see that. We got 3 more hockey games.
Yeah, the Dallas Stars and the Calgary Flames. Stars minus 175 favorites. Total 6 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here. Calgary and Dallas. Where the line opened up at a 164, it's up to a 175. Line opened up at a 6 at minus 108 is still there. So a move towards the Stars and no movement on the total. 61% of the tickets, 55% of the cash is on the under. We have 8% of the tickets are on the Flames, but 63% of the cash. The most of the action coming in on Dallas is on the puck line. 69% of the tickets, 67% of the cash. My projections behind this game is around 5.5 goals, and for the Stars to be around minus 175 favorites. So if anything, probably an under in this game. If you're looking to back anything in this game at a 6, don't know if I'm going to get involved with this one. Not my favorite game of the day by far. Maybe a draw in this one. We know the draws in Dallas games are usually pretty profitable. So I guess I would lean under in the draw, maybe a 2-2 type of overtime game. But not enough for me to pull the trigger on it. There's a lot of games today, and I'm not trying to force action.
Me neither. This is a game I stayed away from. I'll have plays in the last 2 games. Dallas is hot right now. They've won 5 out of 6. But I feel like Calgary is going to be a team that's going to have some positive regression. They've won 3 out of their last 4. Their one loss was in a shootout. So I feel like they're starting to gain a little bit of speed after a really rough start to the year. Do I think they're good? No. But I think that this could be an interesting spot for the Flames to kind of continue. I do kind of like your draw action in that one, but not enough for me to want to bet this. So this one ended up being a stay away from me. I'll be on the last 2 games.
I am on the last 2 games as well. I have 3 plays in the last 2 games. So
just hit the like button like an adult. Damn right, Nathan. Let's continue to this game, Nick.
Yep. We have the Minnesota Wild hosting the Colorado Avalanche. Minus 125 for the Avalanche, total of 6.5 in this game. Let's get into the line history here in this spot where we have for this game. Let me find it. There we go. Colorado opening up as a minus 143 favorite. It got all the way down to a 124. It's back up to a 127. So a little bit of buyback here on Colorado. I got in when they were the lowest there. Total opened up at a 6.5 minus 112. It's now up to a 6.5 minus 115. So a slight move towards the over here as well. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game between Minnesota and Colorado, where we have 95% of the tickets, 99% of the cash on Colorado. Good God. And then 88% of the tickets, 92% of the cash is on the over. And the line has moved in that direction as well. I have this game projected for 7.39 goals. So I do like the over in this game. I did back the over 6.5 in this game. I am also on the Colorado Avalanche at minus 124. I got the Avalanche last night at this number. This line should be more like Avalanche minus 150, minus 155. The Wild are coming back off of that Sweden trip, so I think this could be a bad situational spot for them as well. Granted, they've had a few days off, but coming back from Sweden, I think could be a difficult spot. So maybe a little Colorado first period as well, expecting Minnesota to start off slow. But I'm on Colorado in the over in this game.
It would have been a little bit more concerning if they played, 2 days ago in Sweden. It's been 5 days since their last game. I'm not worried about the Wild's trip back from Sweden. I am on Minnesota in this game. The line kind of tells me everything. Colorado, a team that's 12-6, and I believe they're on a nice little streak right now. They've won 3 out of their last 4. They lost to Nashville, and that was an ugly loss. It's going up against a team that's 5-8, 2-2. So a team that's essentially 5-12, and it's about to pick them. That kind of tells me everything I need to know. Minnesota coming off of 2 heartbreaking losses in Sweden, had a couple of days off to kind of reset. I think they come out strong in this one. I'm taking the Wild today. I got him at plus 105, I believe. Something in that range. Plus 110 for the Minnesota Wild tonight.
Good luck. For me, it's been pretty simple. The fade Wild train has been very, very profitable this year.
Avs minus 125. No, thank you. Let's head to the final NHL game, Nick.
Yeah, and I do have action on this one as well, as we have the Canucks traveling to Seattle to take on the Kraken. Total 6.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot. You can get up the right tab. There we go. Where this line opened up at a minus 119. It got all the way down to minus 109. It's back up to a 111. So a little bit of buyback here on Vancouver. The line opened up at a 6.5 minus 113. It's up to a 6.5 at minus 119. So a 6-cent line movement towards the over here as well. Let's take a look here. 71% of the tickets, 89% of the cash is on the over. 90% of the tickets, 75% of the cash on the Canucks. Jeez, I'm just finding myself in every public side today, aren't I? Today it's going to just be a fantastic day. I have the Canucks though around minus 150 in this game, so I see value here with the Canucks at this number. I played the Canucks at minus 110. I also lean under in this game. Thatcher Demko has still been very, very good this year, so he's a bet on goaltender for me. I'm on the Canucks in this spot. Very nervous that everybody and their mother is also on the Canucks, but it is what it is.
I'm once again on the Canucks. And I'm just going to continue to back them. This is a team that I was high on coming into the year, and I keep mentioning them, and they keep winning. They keep cashing me tickets. I'm going to keep betting Vancouver. They're 13-6-1 this year. I think they've been solid. Seattle is having their slump. They had a really good last year. I'm guessing, who was it, Grubauer?
Mm-hmm.
Did he get injured or get traded?
He's still on the team.
So he's injured.
No.
Grubauer?
He's not been injured. He's been playing. They've been
Oh, yeah,
alternating between him and Decord.
All right, then what happened with this Seattle team that's kind of caused them to fumble?
They've regressed.
Okay. You know what? It's probably because what does Grubauer's numbers look like?
Not very good.
There you go. That's why. I think he was the reason why they made it as far as they did in the playoffs last year. He continues to struggle. I like the Canucks to get the job done. It should be Demko in net tonight. He's been one of the best goalies in hockey. I want to back that. So Canucks, I got them at I think minus 115.
Yeah, I'm giving Demko the Vezina at the moment if the season were to end today.
I would have to agree with you. Yep. Let's keep on. Oh, we got Nylander, 1+ point. Mostert, anytime touchdown parlay on FanDuel for plus 100. Okay. I think the Kraken can give them a hard time. Kraken plus 1.5. Hey, as long as I can get my money line, that's all that matters. I miss your guys' Avs leans. Could you please repeat that one? I'm on
the Avalanche and the over.
I'm on the Wild. So me and Nick are against each other on that game. All right, we'll head from hockey to the gridiron.
Yeah, I got a slightly better line than what it is right now, but let's get into it here. We have the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins. The the Dolphins are 9-point favorites in this game, total 40.5 in this spot. Let's take a look at the line history in this game. If it'll load. Hopefully, yeah, there we go. Line opened up. Look ahead line was a 6. Opening line was a 7.5. It got up to a 10, and now it's down to a 9, 9.5, depending on your book. Look ahead line 42.5. Opening line 40. I'm trying to see when it would have opened on the 19th. Opening line 42, down to a 40.5. So I'll move towards the under and a move towards the Dolphins since the opening line. But there has been buyback. Once it got up to a 10, there was buyback. We have 74% of the tickets are on the Dolphins. 48% of the cash is on the Dolphins spread there. 72% of the tickets, 91% of the cash is on the under. The lines move towards the under here in this spot. This is the first time these two teams are meeting so far this season. The Jets 4-6, the Dolphins 7-3. Last time these two teams played was on January 8th. The game finished 11-6. And it is going to be Tim Boyle season. Trevor Siemian will be the backup, and they have Zach Wilson as the third string. And I think this line's too wide. I played the Jets at +10, and I have the Jets +9.5 as a contest pick, which I'm 9-1-1 in my last 11 contest picks. So I am on the Jets here, getting the points. Does make me a little bit nervous backing Tim Boyle, but I do think this defense can match up well against this Dolphins offense, try to slow them down. We saw the Raiders slow down this offense a little bit last week too. So I do see this as a potential spot where we can see this Dolphins team get slowed down a little bit here offensively by this Jets defense, which is still a very, very good unit. And I mean, 40.5, I have that spot on. I think that 40.5 number is right. But I would lean towards maybe a Dolphins team total under in this game as well.
I gave team total under out as my free pick video from last night. I'm also on the Jets. And I did make it a contest pick. I made it so that all my contest picks were not on Sunday. Cool. And I just think once again, the line's too wide. And when it comes to it, I think the Jets defense keeps this game within single digits. And the Jets offense can't be worse with Boyle, right? Than Wilson.
It can be.
Or hear me out. How long until we hear that Wilson's not the problem? That all the quarterbacks on the Jets kind of just suck, and we're waiting for Rodgers to come back next year, and the season's already over. I believe the Jets have a 5% chance to make the playoffs, so the season's already over. Now will be the time they end up start winning, and kind of mess up the getting a better draft pick next year. But I am on the Jets +9.5. I did not sprinkle the money line because I didn't feel like it was worth it.
Isn't that funny how that happens? Is when when teams start to win is when you don't want them to win.
Correct. Let's quickly go jump on a live bet. We're going to go ahead and take the Aggies -1.5 versus Florida Atlantic.
Oh, we're taking A&M.
A&M.
All right.
We were waiting for that 1.5 to pop up. We're good to go now. All right. Flames. Didn't touch the Flames game. Wild, yes. Canucks, yes. Dolphins, no. Under. I could see the under. Tennessee State. Good luck to you. I lean the opposite way, but I did not bet it. Let's head to the NBA, Nick.
Yep. All right. I just got in on that A&M play -130 money line. So
cool.
Let's run it. We have the Boston Celtics. They are at the Orlando Magic. The Celtics -6.5 point favorites. Total 221.5 in this game. Let me have this switch over from football to NBA for both my line history and my cash flow here. This line has dropped. It's now Boston -5. Let me get the line history up here. The line opened up at a 6.5. It's down to a 5. And the line opened up at a 222.5, and it's still a 222.5 here in this spot. let's take a look at the cash flow in this game. 59% of the tickets and 60% of the cash is on the Orlando Magic. The line has gone down to a 5, so that line move makes sense. 53% of the tickets, 90% of the cash is on the under in this one here as well. So there's been no line movement on the total there, which is kind of interesting. I project this game around a 216. So that under does have some appeal to it. I would have liked to see a little bit of a line move with this under. Looking at it, my number for this game also was a 3.5 range. So I see a little bit of value here with the Orlando Magic. Maybe Orlando first half. They didn't cover last game first half against the Nuggets. They end up winning the full game though. But I could see this as a potential spot where the Orlando Magic can show up early, win the first half or something along those lines. But probably not something I'm getting involved with in this game.
I am on the Magic. This is our little covering machine right now. 12-3. I believe they are the most profitable team in the NBA in terms of money, and they are 12-3. Them and the Orlando Magic are your top two most profitable teams in the NBA to start off the year against the spread. And not to mention a 5-1 against the spread record at home. So very nice to see there for them as well. This has been a Magic team that's won 5 straight, covered in all those games, have covered in 7 out of their last 8, 9 out of their last 11, obviously 12 out of their last 15 games. I'm just going to continue to back our little moneymaker. Give me the Magic. Plus, I got 5 in this game.
There you go.
Tennessee State minus 3.5 is very low. Mercer cannot get to 70. Tennessee State gets 80s. Tennessee State gets 80s. Makes sense. Good luck. Thoughts on UNC minus 3.5? I lean towards Arkansas, but did not bet it. By the way, that Celtics game was at 2:30, and the Aggies are already a mistake because now you can get them plus 5.5. Anyways, let's jump into the next game, Nick.
Yeah, where we have the Grizzlies as 8-point road dogs, total 222 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot where let's take a look here. This line opened up at a 7. It's now up to a 7.5. Line opened up at a 224.5. It's down to a 222. So a line movement towards the under and a line movement towards the Suns in this game here. 45% of the tickets, 83% of the cash is on the Grizzlies. And the lines move towards the under. That does make sense. 66% of the tickets, 91% of the cash is on the Suns. And the line has moved there, which makes sense. My number for this game is a 2.5, which I don't think that makes much sense. I do not see a line on this for Bet Online. I think they took it down. I don't know what to do with this game. This one's a pretty simple pass. But I don't know why I had this game at a 2. But yeah.
I want nothing to do with this one either. I'm not laying minus 8 points with the Suns on the road. That's not happening. And I don't trust the Grizzlies at all. Grizzlies are not a team I want to back. They're 3-11 this year, 5-9 against the spread. Although they've covered in 3 out of their last 5, I'm still not interested because their 3 covers were against the Clippers, fine, the Spurs, and they actually had a nice cover versus Boston the other night. But I'm not really trusting this team right now, and I'm not laying 8 points on the Suns. Stay away spot for me.
Fair enough.
Thanks for the show. See y'all on Dave's later.
No, not this week. Nope. Next week.
Tonight. Make sure you guys head over to Pub Sports Radio for the poker tournament. I will be over there playing some poker with all the guys. So Suns minus 8. Good luck. Have fun. I got Orlando at 6 and a hook. It's down to 5. Beat the line movement. Nice. I got it at 5 last night. So lost line movement. Then I'm back with it now. So there you go. Let's head to this game, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Toronto Raptors minus 5.5 against the Bulls, total 216.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot. As we have this line opened up at a 4.5, it's up to a 5.5. So move towards the Raptors there. And the line opened up at a 215.5. It's up to a 216.5 here in this game. We have 60% of the tickets, 83% of the cash on the Raptors, which makes sense. 45% of the tickets and 90% of the cash on the under, yet this line's gone towards the over, which that does not make any sense in this game. For me, I have this game projected around 214. So my numbers like the under a little bit. The markets do not. My projected line for this game is Raptors -5. So no value here in this spot. And for me, I'm picky when it comes to the NBA, and not much is grading out well. I think something might grade out a little bit decent next game, but nothing for this one.
I picked and chose my spots. I have 4 plays on today's card, and that's it. I really don't have a lot of action in the NBA today, and this is not one that I got to. These are 2 teams that I really don't. These are 2 teams that I normally just don't bet to begin with, and I want nothing to do with them. So this is a spot where I'm not betting the game. And I kind of was selective. Actually, I have a lot more plays in the NHL tonight than the NBA. I'm going to stay away from this game. So I don't bet the Bulls games. I don't bet Raptors games that often. Complete stay away from me.
Fair. By the way, I'm going to cut back to the NHL for a quick second because I just saw a notification. Vasilevsky is in the starters crease during morning skate this morning for Tampa Bay. We could be seeing the season debut of Andrei Vasilevsky for the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight.
That makes me feel even better about my Kings bet.
So I just saw that.
You get a player making his first start.
Yes, it is what it is.
Against a very good team in Carolina.
Yes, they are a good team. They are a good team in Carolina. But back to the chat here. Continue on the NBA.
Wakey bakey. You're going Wake Forest. What sport is this in? Is this basketball or football? Let's look it up first. Wake Forest is a dog in football, so this has got to be basketball. And who is Wakey got today? 21-point favorites against Charleston Southern. So let's go ahead and look this up for Wake Forest. I believe it's in Wake. Might be one of the TBD games that I never got to. What time is this game at? 1 o'clock, so it's one of the earlier games. Wake Forest, here it is. We have it at a 21.5. So it's right around that number. No value, not going to go after it. I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. You too, Flea. We hope you guys had a good one as well. Let's head to this game, Nick. I'm on this game.
Yeah, the Knicks 5.5-point home favorites, total of 212 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot, where we have the Knicks opened up at a -3. It's up to a -6 now. The question is, has that line moved too far? And the line opened up at a 210. It's up to a 212. So a line moved towards the over here in this spot as well. We have 64% of the tickets, 64% of the cash is on the under, yet this line has moved towards the over. And we have 46% of the tickets, 92% of the cash is on the Knicks. The line's come from a 3 to a 6. Once again, the question is, has this line moved too far? My numbers suggest, yeah. My number for this game was Knicks -3.5. So at 6, I am interested in Miami in this spot at this number. And I have this game projected around at 210. So this line is about correct for the total. But I'm interested in the Heat in this game here at plus the points. I think this line's gone too far. Unless there's an injury I'm missing here. Then I would be interested in the Heat.
I mean, the Heat are on fire right now. Come on, Nick. You suck. They've won 9 out of their last 10 games. Their only loss was to the Bulls. And they split two games. Let's look quickly to see. Bam Adebayo is questionable. Harrow has been out for a while. No, they should be fine. We're expecting to see that. So, yeah. I am on the Heat in this game.
I might move on the Heat then.
Pass on the Memphis game, but lean Phoenix and lean under. Knicks, nope. Took Texas A&M over 144. It's up to a 160-ish. Nice, dude. Good work. 168. Yeah, I'm looking at the live total. I end up rebetting them at a plus 5.5 as well. So, Heat IRL big, yes, Heat big. I was at 144. Dude, that game is off to a flying start. 44-36. FAU's up. Under. And Raptors minus is a lean. Good luck to you. We'll go to this game, which is not fun.
Yeah. I'm gonna pass on that Heat game. By the way, the book I was looking at is giving me a 5.5. I wanted the 6. Okay. But we have the Indiana Pacers -9 total of 246 in this game. I probably will have a play on this game. Let's get into it. This line has plummeted though, which is kind of interesting. Line opened up at an 8.5. It's down to a 7.5. So a 1-point line movement towards Detroit. And the line opened up at a 246.5. It's down to a 243.5. So it's dropped 3 points. The question is, how has it moved too far? We'll find out. We have no surprise, 69% of the tickets, 74% of the cash is on the over in this game. I'm assuming the line move is because of an injury. That's my guess.
Halliburton's questionable.
That may be it. Okay. I had the Pacers as an 8-point favorite in this game, so I think that line's about right. And as for the total, this line should be up in the 246.5, 247 range. This will be my first NBA play of the day. Until further notice, what's stopping me from betting every Pacers game over the total? So, give me the Pacers Pistons over 243.5.
Yep, I just put that into. There's nothing slowing me. There's nothing stopping me there anymore. I messed up and didn't take it when it was the 250 something, and then I messed up the next night. I've been backing their overs for a while now, so I'm going to jump right back on the train. I'm getting 43.5. So I'm going to be grabbing the over in this game. This is a Pistons team that doesn't play much defense either. Keep that in mind. So I'm all over the Pistons. Sorry, the over in this game between the two. And I cannot back the Pistons. The Pistons started off the year 2-1. They are now 2-13. They've lost 12 straight games. It has not been fun for the Pistons this year, and I don't expect it to get any better. This is a over. If anything, I lean towards the Pacers, but it's just an over spot.
Yeah, just keep riding those overs for Indiana.
There you go. Let's move down to this game, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves -4 against the Sacramento Kings. Total 229.5 in this one here. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot. As this line is opened up, where they open up at load thing. There we go. Open up at a 4. It got down to a 3.5 at 1 point. It's back up to a 4. Line opened up at a 232, and it's down to a 229.5. So it's a move towards the under, and it's no move on the side. T-Wolves, 82% of the tickets, 84% of the cash is on them there. Line's not really moved. It actually moved originally towards the Kings from a 4 to a 3.5. 65% of the tickets and 92% of the cash is on the over, but yet this line's moved under. Let's take a look at my projected line for this game, which is Minnesota -6.5, 7 range. Minnesota at home has been an absolute wagon, so I'll probably look towards Minnesota in this game. I have this game projected for a 222 as well. So maybe an under in this game, even though the line's dropped a few points. I can see this game going under. So I'm kind of leaning T-Wolves and under at this spot. I think I'm more interested in the Timberwolves than the under there.
Yeah. If you haven't been backing the Timberwolves at home, you're leaving a lot of money on the table right now. One of the most profitable trends in sports right now is going and grabbing the Timberwolves at home. And that's where exactly we're going to go in this one. We're going and grabbing the Timberwolves at home. minus the 4. They're 7-0 at home, 7-0 against the spread. They're 9-1 their last 10. This is a Timberwolves team that is hot, and I am not slowing down with them. I'm going to continue to back the Timberwolves. I was high on them coming into this year. I was high on them last year. I said once we really get the chemistry down between Karl-Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert, that team's going to be dangerous. And boy, are they proving it. 11-3 starts to the year. I'm grabbing the Minnesota Timberwolves in this one to continue to roll at home, take a -4 versus the Kings, which I'm also really high on the Kings. So that proves a lot that I'm actually betting against them. I'm continuing with this trend.
Yep, I'm on him as well. I got -4, -110.
Timberwolves, yes. Heat have injuries. They always have injuries. I took them +6.5. Miami faded the injury report. I'm just going to continue to back them because they're hot. We're going to roll with. Let's jump into this game, Nick.
Yeah. Well, we'll move on to the next game here. With the Denver Nuggets, only 3-point favorites against the Houston Rockets. Total of 214.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot where we have Denver. They opened up at a minus. Just waiting for it to load. Sometime today. There we go. Open up at a -1, -3. It's still a -3. Open up at a 214. It's up to a 214.5. So a half-point line movement towards the over and no line movement on the side. Where we have, let's see, 62% of the tickets and 62% of the cash is on the Nuggets. 21% of the tickets, 92% of the cash is on the under, but yet the line's gone up a half a point. My projection for this game here is Nuggets -1.5, -2 range for the side. And as for the total here, I have this game at around a 211 in this game. I would lean under. My numbers lean under. The market says look towards the over. It would be Rockets or nothing for me here at this number, but not going to be playing it here. So it's another pass.
I think you start seeing regression from this Rockets team. They had a really good start to the year, but since then, the last 4 games, they are 1-3, with their only win being against the Memphis Grizzlies, who isn't beating the Grizzlies this year. Although they have covered in 9 out of 10, and the one time they didn't cover was a push. They are also coming off of beating the Nuggets in the last time that they faced off at home. So second game in Houston, 107-104 in the first game. So I think this is a good kind of like a revenge spot for the Nuggets. The line's a 3 for a reason. This is a Nuggets team that's really kind of struggled since Murray went down. Since he's went down, this team is 4-4. So they're an even 500 team without him, which he should be back in about a week and a half area from his injury. I am on the Nuggets -3. I think this is a kind of a get-right spot for them, especially after losing their last game to Orlando. This team is going to break out of their slump, and the Rockets would be a good team to do it against. So give me Houston in this matchup.
Fair enough. Simple stay-offs for me.
Lean Detroit. Okay. Mateo, 44 and 46 at halftime. So, yes, it should go over 144, the original line. Came back, it's 168 live line. Yes. Now Texas came back only down 2, was down 12. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I hope that Texas A&M wins by at least 2 points. Odds makers got that total wrong. Yeah, they're going to mess up. I kind of, if you want to look at
college sports is where they're going to mess up the most.
They are going to mess up a lot there. 169.5 is the total. Maybe look towards an under. If they were shooting crazy, I wasn't watching the game. I don't have it on. If they were shooting crazy high percentages from the floor, let's take a look real quick because I know we're in between games, but field goal percentage from the floor, 53.1% for Texas A&M, and 63.6 from the three-point line, and then 57% for FAU and 50% from the free throw line. Both teams making 7 3-pointers, 7 for 11 for Texas A&M, 7 for 14 from FAU. I could easily see that game slowing down. If I'm backing anything in that game, it's probably looking towards a live under in that game. And Marcos, if you wanted to, that's a 25-point middle. Just throwing it out there where you could try to win both of them. But I'm personally on Texas A&M plus -1.5 and +5.5. So just hoping for those to get through. Let's keep rolling. And the next 2 games are ugly. I'll be honest, the next 3 games are ugly.
We have the Milwaukee Bucks and the Washington Wizards. The Bucks minus 13-point favorites, total of 246.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot where we have 2 big number. We have and 13 obviously is a decent number as well. Let's take a look at what the line history is here. There we go. It opened up at a 13. It got up to a 14. It's back down to a 13. Line opened up at a 247. It's down to a 246.5. So it moved actually a half point towards the under. It opened up higher. 45% of the tickets, 53% of the cash is on the over, yet the line dropped half a point. And then we have 30% of the tickets and 89% of the cash is on the Wizards in this spot here to cover this big number. My number for this game is 11, so I do see a little bit of value here, or my bad, 11.5. So I see a little bit of value here with the Wizards in this spot. Do I want to back the Wizards? Absolutely not. And as for the total here, I have this game at a 246.5. So I think this line's spot on. Another pass for me. I don't know if I'm going to get to anything else in this on this card. It may just be the 2 plays with Indiana over in Minnesota, but it's a pass for me at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not getting into anything left in this card. I'll be honest. The last 3 games are ugly. I'm not backing the Wizards, and I'm not laying 13 points. Just not happening. And this one's a complete stay away. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it and try to elaborate. There's a Washington team that's awful. I'm not taking plus 13 with them. They are 1-9 in their last 10 games, 2-12 this season, although 6-8 against the spread. So at least they're covered. And they're going up against a Milwaukee team who has not been covering spreads. They're 6-8-1 against the spread this year. And as a favorite of, say, they haven't been 10-point. They've been 9.5-point favorites 3 or bigger 3 times this year. They did not cover versus the Bulls. They did cover versus this Washington team in Washington. And they covered the 12 against they didn't cover the 12 against Detroit. This is not a Milwaukee team I want to trust right now. I backed them last game as a dog. They covered for me. I'm not backing them as this big of a favorite. This one's a stay away.
Yeah, no. It would definitely be Wizards or nothing.
Over or nothing.
Fair.
Because the Wizards are one of the worst defensive teams in basketball. So there you go. Nice. That's a line -3. Shucks. There you go. Phoenix line went from 8 to 6. Someone is out for Phoenix time. I'm not betting it, so it doesn't matter anyway. Pistons went from a 9 to a 7. Interesting. I didn't touch that game either. They went from a 9 to a 7. That's kind of telling me Halliburton might be out for the Pacers tonight. That's what that's telling me. Minnesota minus all day. I like. Yes, Minnesota. Durant's a game time decision. There you go. That might be it. You're on the Bucks team total. I don't hate that against a bad Washington team. Bucks spread, sure. Mentioned A&M earlier. There you go. A&M is they're back within 2, so I'm cool with that at the moment. So we're gonna keep riding with that. Another ugly game, Nick.
Yeah, Spurs and Warriors, 10.5-point favorites are the Warriors, total of 234.5. Let's get into this game here. This line opened up at an 11. It's down to a 10 now. And this line opened up at a 234. It's up to 234.5. So move towards the over and a move towards the Spurs in this game here. We have 65% of the tickets and 60% of the cash is on the over in this game. The line's moved slightly towards it. 61% of the tickets and 70% of the cash is on the Spurs in this one game as well. Let's take a look at my projection for this. My projection for this game was Golden State minus 10.5. So I think that line's correct. And my projection for the total is a 230.5. So for me, it's another no play for me. The market's telling me over. My numbers are telling me under. I just like to have everything correlate in the NBA. So I would lean towards an under in this game. I think if anything, I think according to my numbers, that's the biggest edge on this game would be the under, but it's no play for me.
I'm trying to figure out who's the worst team in the NBA right now. Because you got the Pistons, who've lost 10 straight. You flew out the Wizards, that's lost 9 out of their last 10, which their only win was against Charlotte. You got Charlotte, who's been absolutely garbage, but they've got 2 wins in their last 10 games against Washington. And then you got the Spurs team that's lost 10 straight games. I still can't figure out who the worst team in basketball is right now. And I'm not touching the Spurs at all. And I'm not laying 10.5 points on the Warriors. Stay away. Just some of these lines are ridiculous. I don't like. I just look at these games, I cross them out, and move on.
Fair enough.
Giannis over 35 points. I could see that. They're against a bad Wizards team. He should. My only concern with that is blowout. If the Bucks are up 30 points, he's not going to get those points. But obviously, if the Bucks are up big, he could be a big reason why. You're hoping that this game stays competitive enough to see Giannis on the court long enough to get the 35 plus points.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do those types of props in these types of games. I would have done Giannis over points against like Boston or against some of the other teams that it might be a little bit closer of a game. This one could be a blowout, could be a 30-point game at halftime, and he sees 6 minutes in the second half. That's definitely in the realm of possibility. So that's why I wouldn't personally take it, but good luck to you. Over. I get to see that. Let's jump into the final game, Nick.
Yeah, Clippers and Pelicans here. Clippers -5, total 226.5 here in this spot. Let's take a look at the line history in this one. Here we have this line opened up at a 6.5. It's down to a 5, so a movement towards these Pellies. And line opened up at a 225. It's up to a 226.5. So a move towards the over and a move towards the Pellies here in this one. 85% of the tickets, 99% of cash is on the Pelicans here in this spot. 56% of cash on the over in this spot here. I have this game at a 3.5 range, so I see value here on the Pelicans. I would have rather had the 6.5, obviously, for the Pelicans here. And I have this game projected around a 221 in this game. So my numbers point towards an under in this spot. Let me go back to make sure. I believe the market said over in this game, though, right? The line's moved up. I believe I said. Yeah, the line's moved up 1.5 points, and the market's kind of reflected that. So I'm just going to stick with the 2 plays today in the NBA. I don't go overboard in the NBA, and this is just a slate of 10 games where I only got to 2.
It's a slate of games that I got to half. And I, once again, stayed away from this one. I'm not backing the Clippers at a -5.5, although I'm not going to fade them at home because they're 4-1, 3-2 against the spread at home. Then you get the Pelicans, who I still cannot figure out. They've covered in 5 straight games, so I'll give them that. They've won 4 out of their last 5 against Dallas, Denver, and then Sacramento twice. They lost to Minnesota by 1, covered that spread. So Pelicans have looked good since CJ McCollum has gone down. They've been doing enough to stay competitive in the West. Am I going after this game? No, it would be a lean towards the Pelicans, but I stay away to end the night. Which that is all of the games for today. Before we jump into all of the recapping, we'll go ahead and head into a little bit of
housekeeping.
If you guys are new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the good stuff. We appreciate all the support. Check out all the links in the description above Nick's head: YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. All of those linked down below. If you guys are interested in becoming a YouTube member, it's up there. You guys can get all of the cards for both basketballs and both footballs. That is down below as well. Lots of content coming out from all of that stuff. Back over to the chat for just a second. Churros, plus 10.5 lean. I'm guessing that's Spurs. I'm guessing you're probably trying to go Spurs in that one. I don't hate it, but I'm not backing it. Recap time. Hockey, Flyers, Columbus plus 1.5, Blues, Caps, Sharks, Kings puck line, Sabres, Panthers puck line, Canes puck line, Wild, and Canucks. I'm taking the Jets plus 9.5 versus the Dolphins. And then in NBA, give me the Magic, give me the Heat, the over in the Pacers game, the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Denver Nuggets. Nick?
Yeah. Blackhawks money line, team total over 2.5. Blue Jackets money line in the over 6.5. Blues money line in the over 6. Washington Capitals plus 111 in the over 6.5. Pittsburgh Penguins money line. Tampa Bay Lightning money line. Colorado Avalanche money line in the over 6.5. And then the Canucks money line there. And then in the NFL, I'm on the Jets money line and the Jets plus 10. And then NBA, Indiana over and Minnesota.
Sounds good. That's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll be back tomorrow. A little bit of a smaller card tomorrow, so not as long of a show, but we'll be back then. Peace out, guys.